This is Metro Park Senior Softball. 30 years ago, a group of guys in Louisville were looking for opportunities to play in tournaments on the road, but they needed a foundation in senior softball. And so with 4 teams 30 years ago, and with the guidance of a gentleman by the name of Al Benninger, they put together 4 teams in a softball league. Today, that softball league plays on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the 60s and over on Tuesdays, the 68 and up on Thursdays, and we have over 200 people participating in men's senior softball in Louisville. When we tell other people in other towns about how well organized and what a great league we have, they're envious. We have people driving in from Lexington, from Frankfurt, and my good friend Herman Cottrell, who drives in from Litchfield every day to play senior softball, just for the opportunity to be with these guys. The foundation continues. It's really interesting. I want you to look behind me, and you'll see a few guys in, right over here, yellow shirts. This is our latest group of champions. They just returned from Sylvania, Ohio, where they won the championship of their division in senior softball. And it's remarkable. Right here on the end, Jack Scott, most valuable player in the tournament. All of this is possible because of the stewardship of one guy, our friend Al Benninger. Every year, Al oversees the organization of the league. He is our commissioner. Well, a commissioner in baseball means a very serious obligation, and that is to maintain the league and to keep it together and to keep it going in the best possible direction. Every year, Al oversees a draft of the players coming into the league. So we redraft in March, and what that allows us to do is recreate a nice balance in the league so nobody winds up with all the good players on one team. We have a good balanced league and a good competitive league, and Al sees that happens every single year. So we come today on the occasion of Al's retirement from being our commissioner. He will be 94 in January, and he is as strong and vibrant and committed to the league as ever. And so I want you to welcome today, as we name our field in honor of Al Benninger, the mayor of the Metro City of Louisville, Greg Fisher. Greg.
Thank you, Gary. Well, there's no one more deserving of this honor than Al Benninger. When you roll up to a place, you can feel if people like each other, if people don't like each other. In this case, you all love each other, and that's very obvious. So thank you for representing our city so well. And Al, you're the glue that holds all this together. You've created this, and I love the smile on your face today that you're here with your beautiful wife, Mary, to share this wonderful occasion, because she's probably got more to do with this than you do if she's like most of our wives. So Mary, let's give it up for Mary Benninger here. So when they talk about Al, we talk about him as a dedicated husband, a father, a veteran who served his country with the Navy in World War II, and just an outstanding member of the Louisville community. So when you put all-stars and citizens together, these are the kind of guys or women that every city wants to have. Al is the backbone of our community when it comes to citizenship and fraternity and just pulling folks together. And when you think about what Al has led here over the past several decades, and hundreds of seniors that have come through here at Camp Taylor for a little friendly competition, beginning almost 30 years ago, when he began the Metro Park Senior Softball League. These guys might have a few birthdays on them, but they are still quite competitive, if you didn't notice. They still like to win. Congratulations on the championship over here. That's always a good thing to bring home. And we're just trying to keep our city active. You know, what our goal is: live a long life, live a healthy life. And the more you get out and do that, obviously, the more that's going to take place. Now, Al, what he's well known for is that he was chief statistician for U of L's basketball and football games. And he whispered in my ear as I came up, I hope you don't mind me saying this, Al. He said, I'm a good Democrat and I'm a great U of L fan. I said, well, then we got a lot in common with that, so I appreciate that. Let's hear it for Democrats and U of L fans. Some of these guys aren't applauding right now. Live with us in this partisanship moment here. I took advantage of that for a 94-year-old man. We can do that. But look, Al quickly became the stats crew leader and was such an innovator. He was asked to work the 2 Final Fours in men's basketball that were hosted at Freedom Hall in 1962 and 1963. And that then led to a long-standing relationship between U of L and the NCAA and the university stats crew that has worked now more than 50 consecutive Final Fours, which is an amazing stat in and of itself. And that would not have happened. That dynasty of statisticians, an incredible legacy, would have not happened were it not for Al here. So it's another amazing accomplishment. So I know retirement's not in Al's vocabulary, so we'll see what it is that he does next. But whatever it's going to be done in a world-class way. So Al, I wanted to honor you on behalf of the city of Louisville. This is the city of Louisville honoring Al Benninger as his family and longtime friends gather to dedicate a field named in his honor at his beloved Camp Taylor Park. In 1954, Al began playing slow-pitch softball and has carried his passion for the game ever since. He started the Louisville Senior Softball League at Camp Taylor Park in 1990 and has served as league commissioner, organizer, coach, statistician, friend to all, and spokesman. So our city joins the countless seniors who have benefited from his passionate work in cheering the dedication of this wonderful place. Forever this will be known as Al Benninger Field. Congratulations, buddy. Thank you so much. No, thank you.
Mayor, I don't know what your age is, but I want to tell you, if we play at 9:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that's true. But when you do decide, we want to make you an honorary member of the Metro Park Senior Softball League. Emblematic of that, we present a cap with the L on it for Louisville. Al has scored on the scores table 40 Final Fours. When I watch a U of L basketball game on TV, I always go, there's Al, you know. So he is, to me at least, Mr. U of L. And here representing the university is the Sports Information Director, Kenny Klein. Kenny?
Thanks, everybody. And working in athletics, it's so refreshing to see guys at this age, because I'm real close to your age, too. I hit 60 in November, so to see you all this active. Yeah, so my knees aren't too good, I'll tell you. So I might fit in there. Well, that might be a good thing. Yeah. So while y'all know Al is commissioner or whatever title, we call him chief. We still call him chief. Now he's not been active, but we keep him down there with us all the time anyhow, because obviously nearly 60 years ago he got this started for us to be able to participate in the NCAA. And let me tell you that he set a standard that all the members of our crew try to live up to. He is the man that's way at the top, and we keep getting invited back, so hopefully we haven't screwed anything up yet. But like one of our stats crew members here today, Jeff Peterman, but I know he has meant so much to our program, and we tried to honor him and keep him down there with us, even though he's not necessarily keeping the numbers right now. When I got here, and probably 36 years ago, a year after I was here, we even threw computers at him, and but he was a computer himself and didn't need it much, but that got us started on the computer path at that time. And we're just all very proud to be a part of this. Al is again a guy that set the standard for us that we love and dearly. And I know a lot of the other stats crew members wish that they could be here, but they're way a lot younger than the rest of us and are deep into their jobs right now. So I don't have a big proclamation to present to you, Al, or something to I do have something that you can wear while you're reading all this stuff, though. Just a bag full of gear from the University of Louisville.
Thank you, Kenny. Just another example of the parts of the community that Al Benninger has touched during his a wonderful and eventful life. Now, I'm going to point out something that's going to give you an indication of what senior softball is all about. Guys, you see this mark on my leg? Right, right here. That's a one-hop line drive that hit me in the shin. Yeah, I was trying to catch it. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was trying to catch it, but I missed. It hit me in the shin. Now, here's the better part of it. It ricocheted over to my second baseman, Rick Cotton. He picked the ball up and tossed it back to me, and I was standing on second base, and we still got the guy out. So, what you actually had, and this is true in baseball scoring, I got an assist and a putout on the same play. That is senior softball. And a sore leg that's still infected 2 weeks later. Our principal contact in everything we do with Parks and Recreation is Anthony Williams, and he has done such a great job helping us in all that we need. And let me tell you, this is an ongoing project, right down to whether we play ball at 9:30 in the morning when the field is wet and we're trying to get it fixed up and whatever else. So there's a lot that has gone on. And I'd like to call forward to tell you about Al Benninger and his long relationship with Metro Parks, Anthony Williams. Anthony?
Somebody said I need to get a haircut. I'm going to later on today. I want to say, first time I met Al was probably 89. I'd already started working for Parks, and they had me come by and make sure the softball players were playing and if they needed anything and whatever else. And he gave me a big long list of all this stuff, and I was like, okay, well, who is that guy? They said, he's the commissioner. I said, oh, my fault. And then the very next day I came up here, he goes, yeah, back in 82, remember we was playing Florida State and you missed that tackle down there on the 20? And I was like, who is this guy? He goes, but you know something? You're still one of the top tacklers. So how you been doing? I was like, oh my God, he just switched gears and went to softball. Al is Mr. Softball. I play myself and I see different places. They ask about, what's the guy's name in Louisville that's running all those leagues up there? And I'm going, I do, not unless they fired me. Oh, no, the other guy. I said, oh, you're talking about Al. I said, okay. So he's well known everywhere. He does a fabulous job whatever he's doing, as Kenny just said. And you get noticed by some people that you really don't know they're watching. But USA Softball and USA Kentucky Softball is sending a plaque to Al Benninger for his service of 30 years working with USA Softball and making softball the great sport that it is. That's hardly ever known. Amy Caldwell is the state commissioner, and I just got off the phone with her, and she said she wasn't going to be able to make it, but she did say she sent some notes. I'm just going to give them to Al to make sure that he can read them because they're really heartfelt. So I think Al is just caught up in the moment right now. His son, Glenn, is here. Glenn, talked to Glenn 4 or 5 different times. He goes, my dad? I said, yeah, my dad. Yes, he's still doing it. So right now, I would just like to give all of our senior softball players. And I do want to identify the folks that are 80 years old. I asked everybody before I said this. Everybody that's 80 years old, hold their hands up, please. So when you wake up tomorrow morning and your knees hurting and your back's feeling bad and your thigh can't work and you got surgery coming up, think about these guys still playing in this temperature. So I love being over here. They're part of my integrity of seeing these guys do. So without any more to be said, Mr. Al Benninger. Love you. You can tell them that later.
Give him that list, Al.
Anthony played.
I still have it.
Anthony played football at U of L at the same time my son was there playing in the band, so that's the difference. Wow, this is unbelievable and overwhelmed to see Kenny and Jeff and U of L. You know how much I love U of L all these 60-something years. But it takes more than one guy to do all this. I'm getting too much praise here today and not enough for some other guys. I can't mention all of you, but we need players, coaches, managers, umpires, scorekeepers, the maintenance crew. Everybody has helped. And I especially want to recognize Gary Rodemeyer and John McGarry and Anthony Williams, because these are the guys that deserve it. The league started, as they said, in 1990 with 4 teams. The Parks Department actually started it and put a little note in the paper about whoever wants to play in the fall league, show up at Camp Taylor Park. And it was enough for 4 teams. And next year we had 6, and of course went up to 8, 10, 12, and now 16. And we had to split the league into 2. And so far it's been a great success, but we've had a lot of help from a lot of people, and you don't know how much I appreciate everybody being out here today. U of L and all the Metro Parks players, coaches, and I saw a couple umpires. The scorekeeper, we couldn't get along without Bob White. So really, I'm just overwhelmed with this honor, and I appreciate everybody coming out on a record-breaking heat day in Louisville. Thank you.